Buying your first home is the biggest purchase most people will ever make, and standing right beside you through all of it is a friendly expert, your real estate agent, guiding you, reassuring you, telling you when to move and how much to offer. Here's what nobody mentions. That expert doesn't get paid 1 cent until you buy. Not when you're happy, not when you save money, only when you sign today. We're revealing 16 things real estate agents almost never tell first-time buyers, the quiet truths, the hidden costs, and the conflicts of interest baked right into the deal. Stay with me because the secret at number 4 can cost you thousands after you've already moved in, and number 1 changes the way you'll see every piece of advice you've ever been given. Let's be fair before we begin. Most agents are decent people, and a good one is genuinely worth having. But you have to understand the system they work inside. Their income depends on deals closing and closing at a higher price, not a lower one, so some of the most natural-sounding advice you'll hear is quietly shaped by that fact. Once you know where those pressure points are, you can take the help that's real and protect yourself from the rest. Let's start at the very beginning of your journey, before you've even looked at a single house. Number 16, get your number first. Before an agent takes you to see anything, there's a step that protects you more than any other, and it's one they sometimes rush you past. Getting pre-approved by a lender first, so you know the real maximum you can borrow in writing before you fall for anything. Why does this matter so much? Because if you start touring homes without a firm number, it's easy to be shown houses at the very top of your range or just above it. The excitement takes over, and suddenly you're stretching for a payment that strains you for years. Your true budget should be set by your finances, in a calm room with a lender, not by what looks beautiful on a Saturday tour. So get pre-approved first and decide your own comfortable ceiling, a number that may be lower than what the bank will lend. Walk in knowing it cold. That single piece of paper is the foundation everything else stands on. And the moment you start looking, you'll feel the next pressure right away. Number 15, the urgency push. You find a house you like, and almost immediately you'll hear it. This one won't last. You need to move fast and make your strongest offer now. It feels urgent, it feels true, and sometimes it is. But it's also the single most common piece of pressure in the entire business. Here's what they rarely say out loud. As a first-time buyer, you often hold more power than you think. You're not selling a home. You're not forced to move by any deadline. You can make a lower offer and negotiate up. You can take a night to think. The pressure to rush exists partly because a faster deal is a faster commission, and a rushed buyer is one who stops asking hard questions. So unless the market is truly red hot, give yourself permission to slow down. A good house is worth a clear head, and the calmer you stay, the better every decision gets, especially the one we're about to talk about, because this next trap is built on emotion. Number 14. Don't fall in love. This is the warmest trap of all, and you'll walk straight into it if you're not careful. You step into a home, the light is perfect, you picture your life there, and you fall in love. From that moment on, you're no longer negotiating, you're protecting a dream. And love makes you do expensive things. You overlook the repairs, you pay above your limit, you waive protections you shouldn't, just to win. Skilled agents and sellers can read that look on your face instantly, and a buyer in love is a buyer who'll stretch. The emotion is real. But in a negotiation, it works against you. The defense isn't to be cold. It's to keep looking at other homes even after you've found one you like. So no single house has total power over you. Let yourself love the place after you've signed at a fair price, not before. There'll be plenty of time for love once it's truly yours. Now, sometimes the very price that pulls you in is bait. Number 13, the underpriced bait. You spot a home listed surprisingly low, a steal you think, a mistake in your favor. Often it's neither. A low listing price can be a deliberate strategy, and it's one that works against your wallet. Here's the play. An attractively low price pulls in a flood of buyers all at once. That crowd turns into competing offers, a bidding war breaks out, and the final sale price gets driven well above what the home would have sold for at a normal asking price. The low number wasn't a bargain. It was a magnet designed to make you compete against a room full of other people, so when a price looks too good to be true, slow down and find out what similar homes nearby have actually sold for. Set your own maximum before the emotions of competition kick in, and never let a bidding war push you a single dollar past it. And just as a low price can be a trick, a home sitting unsold tells a story too. Number 12, the stale listing signal. Most buyers ignore one of the most useful numbers in any listing, how long the home has been on the market. Agents rarely draw your attention to it, but it's a quiet source of power for you. Here's why it matters. A home's appeal starts to fade the longer it sits unsold. Many buyers filter their searches to only show fresh listings, so an older one gets seen less and less. After a few months, a property starts to carry a whiff of what's wrong with it, even when nothing is. And a seller who's been waiting that long is often tired, anxious, and far more willing to negotiate, so always check how long a home has been listed. A property that's lingered isn't necessarily a bad home, it's often just a motivated seller and a real opening to negotiate a better price. The longer it's waited, the more room you may have. Now let's step inside, because the home itself is hiding things too. Number 11. The air freshener warning. You walk into a home for sale and it smells wonderful, fresh linen, vanilla, cookies in the oven. It feels welcoming. It's meant to. But a strong scent addition should make you a little curious, not just comfortable, because heavy air fresheners, plug-ins, and scented candles are sometimes used to cover something up. Pet odors, smoke, damp, mildew. The pleasant smell can be doing a job. Masking a problem the seller would rather you didn't notice until after you've signed. Not every nice scent is a cover-up, but an overpowering one is worth a second thought. So when a home smells unusually strong, don't let it lull you. Quietly ask yourself what it might be hiding and pay extra attention to the things a candle can't fix. Which brings us to where your attention should really go, and it's not the part of the house you're looking at. Number 10. Look up, not around. First-time buyers fall for the pretty things, the gleaming kitchens, the fresh paint, the stylish floors. Those are the cheapest parts of a house to make look good. The things that actually cost a fortune to fix are the ones nobody points you toward. The big-ticket items live out of sight. The roof, which typically lasts only 15 to 30 years before needing replacement. The furnace and heating system, the water heater, the electrical panel. A beautiful kitchen can hide a roof that's about to cost you many thousands of dollars. The shiny surfaces draw your eye exactly so. The expensive bones don't, so train yourself to look past the staging. Ask how old the roof, the heating system, and the water heater are. Those answers tell you far more about the true cost of a home than any countertop ever will. And one of those hidden bones can be a reason to walk away entirely. Number 9. The foundation deal breaker. Of all the problems a home can have, one stands above the rest in both cost and danger, the foundation, and it's the one an eager agent is least likely to dwell on because foundation trouble can end a sale on the spot. Here's a simple thing the pros know. Thin vertical cracks are often normal settling, but horizontal cracks, ones running side to side, can be a serious warning sign of structural pressure. And if a crack is wide enough to slip a coin into, that's the moment to bring in a foundation expert before you go any further. When the foundation shifts, everything follows. Cracked walls, doors that won't close, repairs that climb into the tens of thousands. So look at the bones of the house, especially the basement and foundation walls. If something looks wrong down there, don't let excitement or pressure rush you past it. This is exactly the kind of thing a proper inspection is built to catch, which is why the next secret is so important. Number 8, never skip the inspection. When the market is hot and homes are selling fast, you may be told that waiving the home inspection will make your offer more attractive to the seller. It will. And it could be one of the most expensive mistakes you ever make. A home inspection costs a few $100s and gives you two priceless things. First, a real look at hidden problems, wiring, water damage, the roof, the foundation before they become your problem. And second, a way out. Most offers include an inspection contingency, which lets you renegotiate the price, ask the seller to fix things, or walk away entirely if something serious turns up. Waive it, and you give all of that protection away, so protect the inspection like it's sacred, even under pressure. Spending a few $100s to avoid a surprise that costs tens of thousands is one of the best deals in the whole process. But here's the twist, even the inspector might not be fully on your side. Number 7, the friendly inspector. When it's time for that inspection, your agent will often kindly offer to recommend someone. I've worked with this inspector for years, great guy, and he may well be. But there's a quiet conflict of interest hiding in that friendly suggestion. Think it through. Your agent gets paid when the deal closes. An inspector who finds too many problems can make a deal fall apart, so some agents tend to recommend inspectors known in the trade as transaction-friendly, ones with a reputation for not killing deals by being too thorough. The recommendation might be about quality, or it might be about keeping the sale alive, so find and hire your own independent inspector, someone whose only loyalty is to you and your wallet. A few minutes of research here can protect you from a problem the friendly choice might quietly wave through. And speaking of money quietly changing hands, wait until you see what gets slipped into your paperwork. Number 6, the hidden closing costs. You've saved for years for your down payment and you think that's the big number. Then closing day approaches and a whole second pile of costs appears, costs many first-time buyers never saw coming because nobody made a point of listing them early. Beyond the down payment, there's the inspection you pay out of pocket. There are escrow fees, often around 1% of the price. There's title insurance, the appraisal, loan fees, and prepaid property taxes stacked together. These closing costs can add up to thousands of dollars on top of everything else. Money you need ready, not money you discover at the last minute. So ask your lender and agent in writing in early for a full estimate of every closing cost. Plan for it from day one, so the final week is a celebration and not a panic, and one of those costs is the kind you should push back on hard. Number 5, the tax surprise. Here's a quiet one that catches people a full year after they move in. When you're looking at a home, you might check the current property taxes and budget around that figure. It seems sensible. It can also be very wrong. In many places, a home's property taxes are reassessed when it's sold and recalculated based on the new higher price you just paid. So the taxes the previous owner paid may be much lower than what you'll owe. Budget around the old number, and you can get hit with a bill that's hundreds of dollars a month larger than you expected long after the excitement has worn off. So don't assume your taxes will match the seller's. Ask the local tax office or your lender what the taxes are likely to be after the sale at your purchase price, knowing that real number protects your monthly budget for years. And the next surprise is one they'll try to charge you directly. Number 4, the Homeowners Association time bomb. Remember I promised a secret that can cost you thousands after you've moved in? This is it. If the home you love sits in a community with a homeowners association, there's a layer of risk most first-time buyers never think to check. A monthly association fee is the part you see, but hidden in that organization's records can be ticking time bombs, empty reserve fund, planned special assessments, surprise one-time bills that can run into the thousands, ongoing lawsuits, and insurance costs climbing every year. You can inherit all of it the day you buy. And these details live in the association's meeting minutes and financial records, which almost nobody reads, so if there's a homeowners association, ask for its recent meeting minutes and financial statements, and actually read them or have someone help you. Reserve shortages, lawsuits, and planned assessments are red flags that can cost you dearly later. Better to find them now while you can still walk away, and now we reach the two biggest truths of all. Number 3, the junk admin fee. Traditionally, the buyer's agent is paid out of the seller's side of the deal, meaning their help costs you, the buyer, little or nothing directly. But a quiet trend has crept in and it shows up in your contract as something that sounds harmless. It's often labeled an administrative fee or transaction fee, and it can range from a couple $100s to several hundred. It sounds official, even mandatory, but many in the industry argue it's simply extra profit slipped into the paperwork and counting on the fact that you won't question something that looks routine. By some accounts, a large share of buyer contracts now quietly include one. So read your agreement line by line, and when you see a fee like, ask exactly what it's for and whether it can be removed. Plenty of these are negotiable or can be waived entirely, simply because you were willing to ask. And asking is the whole theme of our final, most important secret. Number 2, the I'll walk away bluff. In any negotiation, the most powerful position is being willing to walk away. Agents know this, and you'll hear the phrase used during your deal. My client is prepared to walk away. But here's the inside truth about that line. Agents sometimes use my client will walk away loosely as a bluff to win a point in negotiation, but for it to truly work in your favor, your agent needs to know you actually mean it, that you really will leave if the deal isn't right. The buyers with the most power aren't the ones who fall in love. They're the ones who can genuinely say no and mean it because they know another home will come along. So decide early that no single house is worth overpaying for or ignoring red flags over. Make your willingness to walk away real and tell your agent so that quiet certainty is the strongest card you hold. And it only fully makes sense once you understand the one truth underneath everything. Number 1. They don't get paid until you buy. Here it is, the truth that quietly explains every other secret on this list. Your real estate agent, no matter how kind, how helpful, how genuinely likable, does not earn a single dollar unless you buy a house, and the more you pay for it, the more they typically make. Sit with that for a moment. Their commission is usually a percentage of the final price, so the system rewards them for one thing above all: closing a deal at a good price soon. That doesn't make them villains. Most are honest, and a great agent earns their fee many times over. But it does mean their interests and yours are not perfectly aligned when they say move fast, offer more, or this is the one. A small, invisible thumb may be resting on the scale. This isn't a reason to distrust your agent, it's a reason to stay awake. Take guidance that genuinely helps you and gently filter everything through one question. Does this serve me or does this serve the sale? Keep that question in your mind and every other secret on this list falls into place. You can like the person across the table and still protect yourself completely. The best buyers